What's up, guys? Welcome to a Vibe Call West Radio. Today we have a very special guest, LowNotes. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing amazing, man. I'm doing amazing. Of course, if y'all don't know who I am LowNotes YT, man. I make the videos on YouTube by the same name of LowNotes. I talk about everything music and anything music. I give the most spiciest takes in the world. If y'all saw my previous videos, if you do, watch both me and GRANDVIEW. There's Mike Tyson over there. Everybody say hey to Mike Tyson.
What's up, Mike
And
Tyson?
yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Let's get
Yeah.
to it, man. I love it, man. I love this. This feels amazing.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I want to give a big shout out to Bryce Fitz because, I had him on the podcast. I know you're a friend of his. I saw that you guys did the Vultures review together, which is really awesome. And I just want to kind of give him his flowers. I'm a big fan of what he provides for the community. And can you kind of like tell us about your relationship with Bryce?
Basically, all right. So basically, it literally just started off. I think it was because I s- I s- no yeah I saw one of his YouTube videos, and like I was like, yo, I like this kid, da 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 da. And like this was back when before he even had 1,000 subs and before I even had 1,000 subs on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw one of his videos and I was like, yo, I like this kid, da 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 da. I DM'd him on Instagram and I was like, yo, we gotta work together, tap in. And he's like, dude, yeah, like sure, whatever. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And then we just made the video. And like right after the video, we sat there on like Discord for like a solid like 2 hours straight, just like talking and laughing and joking and shit. Cause it was like we kind of bounced off each other well. And Bryce is he's a really nice dude, really cool dude. You feel what I'm saying? Like he seems like he has a level head, good head on his shoulders, man. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, to be able to talk with music, somebody like that as well, it's always great. I love talking music and stuff. So after that, we just started tapping in a lot more. We went to concerts together and stuff like that. Like we were just at the Travis Scott thing in Charlotte, Utopia tour last year. That was dope. Then he came all the way down to my city and we saw a couple of like Dro Kenji, Mike Dimes, stuff like that. It was great. So like yeah, that's basically how it went. It was just like one DM, and now all of a sudden we're like the coolest of friends.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, like, it's the power of the internet. It's also just when two like-minded individuals are able to connect over something they love. That's great to see. So shout out Bryce. I'm a massive fan of the content. He's been on the podcast. So if anyone wants, please check him out on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram. Bryce Fitz. Speaking of which, though, I know Bryce is senior in college. You're a senior right now. You're graduating this year, correct?
Actually, incorrect. I already
Incorrect.
left college.
Okay. You already left college.
Already.
But you studied computer science, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I
I
mean, like,
did. Tyson, boy, look at you on your Nardwar shit. Hey, someone get you a fucking award.
well,
Woo.
yeah, I mean, to me, like that's super impressive. That's like a whole language that you're learning, and I just want to say congrats on that. Like, I find that very impressive because I can never do that. So, that's it. I'm seeing a lot of congruency as well with like your ability of like you're being online and you're learning a lot about just technology. So, before we dive in though to these research I've kind of done with you, I want to ask so before jumping on, for everybody that's new and old, I want to let you guys know how the show goes. So prior to Low Notes jumping on, I asked him what album he would want to put into his bracket, and he told me it was Vespertine by Björk. So what I did is I went on Spotify. I seeded the songs 1 through 8 based on total number of streams, and I put them into an Elite Eight tournament bracket. And we're gonna figure out which song Low Notes like the best on this album. Does that sound good to you?
It sounds amazing. You can't see it right now, but I'm clicking my heels.
I love that. Really quick, can you tell me why this album has such an impact on you and why you chose it?
For me personally, it was because like Bjork is I would say straight up, Bjork is my favorite European artist, probably of all time. I fucking love Bjork. I think her style of music, of course, it's like before her there was Kate Bush, but like when it comes to Bjork, she resonates more with the electronic stuff, and I love electronic music. And she does it in a fashion that I feel like, especially at the time, I feel like she very much strayed away from the path, and that's what made her, I feel like, so mainstream and so popular. She was doing something different in a time in which people weren't prepared, but at the same time, people took it in, people embraced it,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it. And with Vespertine, like that album has such beautiful, just beautiful songs, amazing song structure on each one of those tracks. Her singing is amazing. It's like I'm listening to like just like I'm listening to a sad story, but like a sad story with like I don't know, like a semi happy ending. I don't know. Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love Björk, man. It keeps me awake. I love Björk.
Yeah, man, you just transferred that like emotion and certainty. I'm really pumped to dive into this album. And I heard you say that you really like electronic music. I'm a big fan of it as well, actually. Like I don't know, I love Flume, Fred again, Porter Robinson,
Mhm.
Just a Gent, like Hoochie, some of those people. I don't know if you know any of them, but like what type of
Oh,
electronic?
I know all of them. I know
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah, like super. That's like really influenced my sound, and so yeah, I think there's such like I love like the beautiful electronic music that almost seems like it's an orchestra. The way that they kind of arrange those sounds. What about you?
Me, I'm actually the same way. I mean, I think my favorite, like, I've been listening to this like classical electronic crossover album from Floating Points. If you know Floating
Ooh,
Points,
no, I'll look them up though.
dude. Oh my gosh, let me put you on.
Please.
Album. It's called Promises by Floating Points. It's a collaborative album with the London Symphony Orchestra.
Wow.
Literally, I hands down one of the best albums of the 2020s. No
Wow.
joke. I stand by that wholeheartedly. Like when you listen to it, you're gonna be like you wouldn't even feel like an hour. Like it's gonna feel like such a moment for you.
Oh my God.
Um, but of course, aside from that, I like to try and get into a little bit of everything with electronic. I love house, I love techno, I love jungle, and I also love like I don't know how much videos you watch, but like I love ambient music. I love ambient music.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
love
saw that.
experimental. I love that. Like anything that makes it feel like I'm just like in a whole nother space. I'm like, oh yeah, this is it right here. Like this is it. And of course, if you look in the back between my moving boxes, even though I'm not moving, I just lazy. Um, I got this one guy right here facing. This guy is Huerco S. He doesn't have a lot of Spotify listeners. I think he only has like 40K, but um, this dude had one of my favorite albums of 2022.
Hmm.
Actually, I think it was like number 9 or number 10 when I did my top 10 list. And it's called Plonk. And it's like experimental ambient house trance stuff, but like it's dude, it's so good. And like the song, like I was telling Bryce Fitz that I was like, the song names are gonna sound goofy because it's literally just plonk one, plonk two, plonk three, plonk four, plonk five, and
Yeah.
it does that. But like when you listen to it and you just like you're just like, oh my gosh, like like it's hard to describe. Like
Yeah.
when you first listen to it, you're like, yo, this just sounds like a bunch of noises. I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't sound real. But like, I don't know. I go back into it. I still keep it around. Some of the best music I've heard in a little minute. I'm not
Awesome.
gonna lie. So,
Yeah, please
yeah,
send me the two albums you just talked about after we're done with the episode. I'd love to listen to both those. Pumped.
of course, of course. Like you literally don't have a choice. I'm gonna come over to California right now.
Can't wait. Honestly, we'll listen together. But okay, amazing. So now that I know we're talking about those two albums that you love, but I want to focus on the Bjork album that you love. So let's start off with the first matchup, which is going to be Pagan Poetry versus Aurora. Which one do you think's going on?
All right. So when I first, all right. So this is throwing me. This is throwing me so bad because like no joke, these two songs are like my favorite songs on the entire
Oh,
album.
that's tough. That's crazy. On the
It's
first
tough as
matchup,
hell.
first matchup.
Like, and oh my gosh, bro. Oh man. Because the end of pagan poetry, it has this like last 2 minutes that are like absolutely beautiful. Like Bjork is singing her ass off. It feels like somebody is like in your arms crying to you. It feels so beautiful when you listen to it. And then you got Aurora, in which Bjork is actually using it's she's using not English. She's speaking in Hope Atlantic, which is a singing version of the Icelandic tongue,
Wow.
and she uses that in the chorus, I believe, and absolutely amazing. The choir version is beautiful too. It feels like you're in very cold weather with the most warmest UGG boots you could find at your local outlet mall. Like it feels so good.
Yeah.
And so I'd probably say pagan poetry just for the emotion. I feel like the emotional aspect makes pagan poetry. I feel like the best song out of the two.
Boom. Look, I love that. I love that was a great explanation for that. And just, if anyone listening, you can tell how much, passion he has for this album and music in general. But I love it. Pagan Poetry. Moving on. Let's now go to the other side, which is going to be the 2 versus the 7, which is Hidden Place versus Undo. Which one do you think's going on?
Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. So Hidden Place is the first song off of the album of Vespertine. Undo, I believe, is like the third or fourth.
Hmm.
And let's see here. Hidden Place is a really nice intro, but like I guess it's just because of the track assortment. It doesn't really hit as hard as Undo does. Undo feels like, all right, so you're in a club, right? And like, no, actually, no, my bad.
You're
Wrong
good.
thing. You're in a library. Let's say that you're in a library, right? And like on some Chronicle of Narnia shit, you open up one of the books, you're in another world. That's what it feels like when I'm listening to Undo. It feels crazy. Like it really does. Like it feels like, I don't know, bro. Like you're like tripping balls on like the craziest psychedelics and you're just having a beautiful time. Like, yeah, my car just crashed, but damn, Undo is playing right now. Everybody shut the fuck up. Like it sounds so beautiful. So I'd probably say Undo.
There,
Undo over Hidden Place.
what a vivid image. That's perfect. Yeah, undo is going on. I love that, man. That's so much, again, like so much passion and just like the imagery on that. I felt like I was there in the car when you were describing that, but the song is just so beautiful that we're okay. Um, and speaking of passion and kind of just music in general and creations, I want to go to now some questions about, you low notes. And the first one I want to do is, your first video was published on YouTube, was back on February 21st, 2016, and was a Best Vines compilation video. You know,
Shut the fuck up.
no, hold on. This shows that your channel has gone through many evolutions and iterations. In your opinion, which one of your videos or content styles do you look back on fondly from kind of like the before days? Are there any videos you're
Okay.
really proud of?
I would say probably. All right. So years ago, all right. So there was at one point before I was really getting into music reviews, I was trying to do more like Leafy style commentary. If you remember, like Leafy is here from
Mm-hmm.
like 2015,
Mm-hmm.
16. And I kind of look back on that fondly because I feel like it was a good sign for what I am now because like I had to be able to put myself more into my content. And I didn't have no script. I didn't know anything about like writing a script or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to like structure a video. Like I didn't know nothing. But like I feel like in a sense I felt like I had a lot of passion when I was doing those videos. Like it felt like even though I didn't do it a lot because it's like it just I don't know, I didn't know what I was doing. It was like I felt more at home with that style of content because that kind of content resembles what I do now, except that, instead of course, like video game background gameplay, it's me sitting in this room. And, I feel just it allows me just to just see that growth, that level. Because for me, always being off the camera. But that was like my first instance of me really putting my character, really putting who I am, growing, into a video. I feel like because before back in like 2016 or whatever, I was just a kid, or I was 15, but still
Yeah,
I was
definitely. Yeah.
young. I didn't understand how YouTube worked. I didn't understand really how the internet worked. All I saw was Markiplier videos, and I was like, like I thought this was YouTube. Like I didn't understand the full scoop of it all. And once when I dropped those kind of videos, I was in college and I was an older, I think I was like 19 or something like that. And that was when I was able to like actually understand just like what I wanted to do, essentially. I just what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. I just went from there. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like that's great. And I think I always like to touch on kind of like the origin of it, or just like the different iterations of someone's creative journey, because some people think that it's linear when a lot of times it's not. It's non-linear. There's different pockets that you fall into that then influence other parts that make you, that completely change the way that your outlook on something or how you do it. So I think that was a great explanation. I think it's very important for the listeners to know that, again, like creation is nonlinear, and like, you start somewhere, but there's different parts of it. So and then, I was actually thinking, I like wrote down one of the ones I really liked actually in some of your older videos was like why stand up is the best form of comedy. you know Also, the content flop with Leafy, I want to get into for a second. There's like interesting, different, like I love the comedy one because I'm a really, really big comedy fan. So I thought that video was really interesting. And then I want to now stay on with like the creator side of it with, YouTube has had so many eras, influencers, creators come and go, rise and fall from reaction videos, commentary videos, gaming videos, and pranks. In your opinion, what channels would you put on your Mount Rushmore of greatest YouTubers that you look up to? And also maybe give me a Mount Rushmore of some of the YouTubers that you don't think are that great.
Okay. So the ones that I think are great, amazing. For starters, and he doesn't even do like any the kind of genre that I do, but it's Corey Kenshin. He's
Mm-hmm.
like a gaming YouTuber. And I like when I say I've been watching that dude for a long time come up, I've been watching that dude for like a decade now. I've been a quote unquote samurai. Cause like I remember when I was like 14. I was watching him make those he was making like these like little goofy ass cooking videos called like Cooking with Corey. And it was like in this shitty apartment. Everything's, the video
Mm-hmm.
quality was terrible. Everything was terrible. Like I was there for all of that. And like flash forward to today, like now, like nice home, big collaborations and stuff. He's getting opportunities. And I thought that was really amazing. And for me personally, I put him up there, one, because it was like, he inspired me to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like seeing him grind as long as he did, like to truly come up into the position he is now, as such a respected figure in the gaming community on YouTube, it inspired me, man. Because I was like, I want to be like that. I want to do that. I want to be in that position. I want to work as hard to say that this is something that I did. You know what I'm saying?
Love
And then
that.
also the second reason why is because, of course, he is a black content creator, and of course, in that position of his, you know, I feel like he was just a good like it because it's like in the gaming community, everybody knows like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie, Weeble Cop and Jelly, and you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Those guys. And it's like for me, it was like I feel like as a black kid growing up, I didn't have any like proper black actual positive influencers to grow up to. They were either in just like they were like comedic or like just like skits, and just usually it was just in a manner that just I feel like just wasn't as entertaining to me. They're like they wasn't always positive.
Mm-hmm.
And I needed something that was more than just an immediate meme. I needed something that would really stick with me. And I feel like Corey Kenshin did that for me as a black kid growing up. But secondly, second YouTuber I'd put on a Mount Rushmore would probably be fuck. All right, so
You're good. I put you on,
I
I
did
put you on the spot. You're good. You're killing it right now.
you know yeah like my boot my knees are shaking, man. Like no, but secondly for me would probably be somebody like I guess, and this might sound goofy as hell to say out loud, but like probably like Leafy or Pyrocynical. And I say that because not because of like who they are as people exactly, because it's like I know like Leafy's here was like not a very positive figure for YouTube, but I guess in a sense for me it was like it inspired me to do commentary. In a sense, it inspired me to do commentary in the way that I do it now, because I said it before when I was talking before, it was like it allowed me to really put more of myself into my videos. I didn't feel like I was like trying to structure everything out and everything was just being all scripted out and everything feeling all my opinions feeling forced, my thoughts being feeling forced. I wanted it to be a genuine side of me. And I feel like when I watched guys like a lot of those commentary channels like Leafy and iDubbbz and Drew Gooden and all those guys, in a sense, they allowed me to kind of be like yeah, like that. This is kind of who I want to be. I want to be a more realistic side of myself. It allowed me to put my personality in there. So yeah, those guys. Um, third place in the Mount Rushmore. All right. Oh my God. All right. So the most obvious. All right. Most obvious one is probably going to be like Anthony Fantano,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Um, you can't be a music review channel or a music discussion channel without Fantano being somewhere brought up in the background. It's like literally impossible, I feel like at this point.
The Godfather.
Um,
The Godfather of that shit.
literally
Yeah.
been doing it earlier than like all of us. So it's like, of course, I have to give him props. It's like a requirement. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, all props to him. In a sense, he also inspired me just, when it comes to talking to music and stuff like that. Because before I was putting like numbers and stuff like that, the number scaling and everything like that, just how I structure my videos. In a sense, it kind of came from Fantano. So it was like, yeah, I got to give him props for that.
Yeah.
So let's see here. And then the last one, would probably be, oh my gosh, man. Um,
You're killing it.
oh my
Nah,
God.
dude, you're killing it.
I'd probably say last one would probably be on YouTube, man, on YouTube. Oh man. It's hard to say because like I was a real goofy goober ass kid. I used to just watch like anything. I didn't even know if I press the subscribe button sometime. My brain was like TikTok before TikTok. Like, oh my
That's a good
gosh.
quote. Yeah. You can keep it at the three. You can do a big three. It's all good.
All right, then bet. So yeah, that's the three right there. It's Corey Kenshin, it's Leafy, it's
Fantano.
Fantano.
You
Fantano.
know what's so funny? You brought up iDubbbz. I forgot about him until you just said that. I used to watch his videos. Wow. And
Yeah.
when you do like the unboxing, that was crazy. That
Yeah.
was a crazy time. Then they do the content cops. That's funny. Yeah, we'll just stick with the positive. I love that. I love that list. I think I really love like the first example that you gave and just the positive role model because as society is changing and instead of it just being traditionally entertainment's just sports, TV, movies, this is a new era that there's less barrier of entry. So almost anyone
Hmm.
can become a content creator. It doesn't mean everyone's going to succeed, but everyone can become one. And then when a good person does the work and elevates to a level that influences people in a positive way, I think that's something to be celebrated. So shout out Corey Kenshin for doing that for
Yeah.
you. I think I really want to say that. And yeah, man. So that was just like something I picked up on. And yeah, that's I'm happy you brought up iDubbbz. I'm gonna go back and watch some of the videos. I literally haven't in years.
Just gonna watch Cops and Cops all day.
Yeah, I remember the one with the best one was with oh my god, how am I forgetting his name? Oh my
Was
god.
it Rice Gum? Rice
Yes, it was
Gum?
the rice gum
Yeah.
one. Thank you. Thank you. That one's so funny. Oh my god. Awesome. Now, we're talking about just creators and things that we love. I want to go back to the Björk album that you love. Um
Okay.
let's now, guys, we're gonna be doing the third matchup, which is the 3 versus the 6, which is Cocoon versus Frosty. Which one do you think's going on?
Okay. This one's pretty easy. It's gonna be Cocoon.
Quick one. Why was it so quick for you?
Because Frosty is literally just an interlude. I'm
Yeah.
surprised it even got that high streams. But the thing is about Frosty is if Frosty is just a lead up track into Aurora. Like if you listen to it, it's just like somebody just walking in snow while little chimes play in the background. So it's like whatever.
Yeah.
It's a whatever track. You don't take it seriously. So Cocoon by a solid mile. Um oh my gosh, I need to run back on Cocoon. I completely forgot how the song goes.
You're good. You're good. Well,
I'm on the spot, man. But
you're
yeah,
good.
Cocoon.
No, but still, it's like it's a good reason for one of them to go on with one of them's an interlude. So we have Cocoon going on. Now let's do the 4 versus the 5 matchup, which is going to be It's Not Up to You versus Unison.
Oh my gosh.
I know it's like with choosing between your favorite kids. It's tough.
I know. Unison is a great outro.
I
But
lo-
it's not up to you, man.
I love a good outro, by the way. I love a good
Yeah,
outro.
yeah. Me too, man. I love a good outro, man. It feels like I'm walking away from like an explosion
I
whenever
was
I hear
about
a
to say
fire
that.
ass
Yeah,
outro.
I love that.
And oh my gosh, I'd probably say it's not up to you. I think it's
Boom.
because like it's not up to you is like I feel like it's like an underrated breakup song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't like the melody and everything like that and the lyrics and everything like that. Of course, Bjork, you know what I'm saying? The album is meant to represent, part of, or at least a good chunk of it is meant to represent like, her relationships and everything like that. It's that concept of just heartbreak and love and relationships and everything. And I feel like It's Not Up to You does a very good job at that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought her singing was amazing. I love the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, every single time I listen to that song, I'm just like, I want to call up the girlfriend I don't have and be like, hell yeah, like it's over, fuck you, like yeah.
Exactly. I mean, that's the best part of music is when it's able to move you and just emotionally alter your state of being. And like I love that. So
Exactly.
It's Not Up to You is moving on. Now, guys, we have all the quarterfinals done. But I actually want to go back though to LowNotes and I want to ask some questions about some of the videos that I watched. So I thought you had some really great insight and I really loved some of the topics. So The first one is in your video titled "Hip Hop is Not Dying, You Are." You made some really great observations about both the consumers of hip hop and the older generation of rappers. You brought up how rappers like Snoop Dogg and Joe Budden criticize Migos and Lil Yachty, and they've ironically perpetuated the negative perception of the hip hop genre. Can you please expand upon this very insightful observation? Because I really agreed with you on that.
Yeah, it's all right. So because it's like the term mumble rap got it even came from the old heads. I feel like you know what I'm saying? Because nobody was thinking of a term to call guys like Migos and Playboy Cardi and stuff like that until guys like Snoop Dogg and whatever hopped on the podcast and and they want to like call stuff mumble rap, and that was just a forever term.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? In a sense, that term mumble rap, it's now used more to it's used more to mock today's generation of rappers instead of be able to appreciate the art that is, because it's like, as it was initially meant as just some sort of just derogatory term against the sound that is. Now, am I saying that the rappers of today are the most cohesive, lyrical, spiritual, lyrical ass dudes? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, right, is that when you got like a lot of these old head guys, these older guys in the game, especially even the guys that like have been around for a while, but not exactly old head, like for example, like J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? Like they criticize today's game. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like they criticize today's game, right? And it's like it allows people who didn't even like the genre to begin with to basically double down on why they don't like the genre.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because then they can just use like, oh, see, you see such and such, he's a real rapper because he said something about Lil Yachty. Like, you know what I mean? Like it feels like a cheap cop out now. It feels like a cheap excuse for people who never liked the genre in the first place to just continuously keep criticizing. And I feel like that's an issue. You know what I'm saying? And of course, now it's ironic because now you have those same old heads now capitalizing in that same industry, like, which is like, okay, hypocrites. But it's like, even still, it's like we wouldn't have gotten to that point of the game even being criticized in the first place if you would have just respected the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. I think in any single instance where like people have the opportunity to tear down, I think it's the easy choice. I think it's the lazy choice. I think there's, I've spoken about this on other episodes. In my opinion, I actually would rather like melodic mumble rap than like the flippity dippity super fast lyrical spiritual raps. Like, and I'm like a lyricist. I'm a lyrical rapper, but like I just like when you're not saying anything and you're rapping fast, it is not interesting to me. And like,
yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, totally agree. It's like it's the melodies that Uzi and Playboy Cardi are like able to create. Like that goes back to like rock and roll and punk and like what people just want the emotion of it. So like I like that better, and I think you're right. I think it's weird that like they would default to like tearing it down.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because for like I'm the same way as you, man. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. I like a good lyrical rapper. I ain't gonna hold you, but like I'm not gonna lie, man. If I'm just here, I just need some vibes, man. I'm trying to get some things rolling. I'm gonna put on somebody like Cardi. I'm gonna put on somebody like Uzi. I'm gonna put on somebody like Osama Sun, or you know what I'm saying, Destroy Lonely or some
like
I'm gonna do
like
that.
an opium artist. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I like melody, I like vibes, I like the feeling it gives me. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times I feel like when it comes to like a lot of those lyrical, spiritual, lyrical ass rappers, they don't. I feel like they don't like they have the pen game, sure, but like they're like their delivery, the energy, like they're not bringing the feel to the game. They're only just showing, look how good I can rap. Like that's your only novelty. Just look at my pin game. Look at my pin game. It's better than his. It's better than those little rappers. Like that's all you can show. And I feel like that makes you a one trick pony. That's why people aren't as impressed by those kind of rappers, because it's just like you're just saying, you're literally just look at me. Look how good I can write. Look how fast I can write. Like you're not.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You're not saying anything. You're not saying anything.
Yeah.
I think there's a
like congratulations. Like I don't.
Yeah, like Kendrick's done a really good job of marrying like the sonic in like the intriguing sonics that sound great, great songwriting with like the lyrics, and like that's why he's so big. Like that's why other artists are like that. So I agree with you on that. I want to stick really quick with the video and kind of what we're talking about right now. Another point that you brought up that I love was that there's still artists like Freddie Gibbs and Griselda who are making traditional boom bap, yet listeners still claim there's no real hip hop artists anymore. Why do you think the average consumer would rather complain than go out and try and find a new artist that makes the style they love?
Well, to keep it simple, it's because it's easier. It's
So
easier
true.
to complain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's more convenient because the moment you actually have to get out there and look, it's going to require you to, rethink yourself, essentially. And a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't want to be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People just want to have that feeling and live in that delusion, live in a reality that like everything is dying and everything is terrible and hip hop will never be good again. When it's just like, well, if you want stuff from the old times, you can still get that. There's artists that still can replicate that. There's the sound has never left. It simply has only evolved in a sense. You know what I mean? It's just it's all really up to you to go search for it. I mean, I made a video talking about music discovery. There's many different ways to find music nowadays. It's you know what I'm saying? It's a 1-2 punch, you know?
What's the number one way that you find new music?
For me, it would be either the r/Fantano Forever because I like the recommendations they give in comments.
Yeah.
Even though like I don't watch Fantano much anymore, I still um I still just like browsing the Reddit. And I found that out too because I was looking through like the comments. It was like a lot of people were just like, yeah, we don't watch Fantano either. We're just here for the recommendations. I was like, at least I'm not alone. So there's that.
Yeah.
Um, what else? I also use, of course, there's Rate Your Music too. I love Rate Your Music because it allows me to get more in tune with some of those deep cuts and stuff like that, and it allows me to figure out more of what I like. You know what I mean? Like I like drone metal, so I want more drone metal. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it helps me discover that. It helps me discover those kind of artists. Follow them on socials or whatever. And then there's also Bandcamp. I do use Bandcamp. Um, I mainly used Bandcamp for my buddy over here, Puerco S, because he has a label. He has a label called West Mineral, and it has a couple other guys on there and a couple of affiliates as well that make some beautiful trance music, beautiful ambient stuff, and also can find a couple of rock albums on there. There's a band on there called Foxtails. I love Foxtails. They drop some good stuff too. So yeah, Bandcamp, Rate Your Music, and one subreddit.
Nice. I mean, like those are also like non-traditional. Or not like non-traditional, but like not just like Spotify algorithm or like TikTok or like Twitter. So I love that. Like
Yeah.
that's really good insight for me, honestly. And then keeping with, your love for music. Another video that I watched was the online music community's biggest problem. I love this video. You try to answer as liking music performative. Do you truly believe there's a certain sect of hip hop Twitter that truly does not even like albums like Death Grips or Yeezus, but just puts them on their top 10 list? And is Anthony Fantano the biggest reason for this?
Okay, all right. So, well, first question, yes, I do think a lot of people kind of just be faking their love for stuff, man. And it like because people have a hive mind. I feel like a lot of people do have a hive mind. And it's because like you don't want to feel like you don't know something. And I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Like a lot of people want to feel like they're part of like some sort of like group when you can say like, yeah, I do listen to like all of Death Grips albums, or yeah, I do like really like Yeezus, and I think Yeezus is like the life changing thing. And it's like, I listen, I don't blame you, and if that is your true opinions, hey, then it is what it is. But I also at the same time, I feel like a prime example, right? Look at online music communities, right? Because I see this on Twitter a lot. Like I don't even have Twitter anymore because it got annoying. But what I will say is, right, I've seen the same rotation of like 15, 20 albums on Twitter, on the music Twitter spaces. And that is a perfect example of what I'm talking about when I say people like things in a performative sense. Because I feel like if we wanted to really like something, we'd reintroduce ourselves to newer things and different things and to be able to make that circle grow. But when we're continuously saying, yeah, this is great, guys. 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 What is this doing? Are we really liking what we like? maybe we need to re-listen to these things. Do we really like these things? How do we feel about these things? It's like we're imprinting the thought not into our own head, but also into people's heads that who are also just getting into the circle that like, yes, it's great, guys. It's great, guys. It's great, guys. Even though they don't even listen to the album, they're just like, well, it's great because like the circle says it's great. The circle says it's great, so it has to be great. You know what I mean? But also to answer your question, yes, I do think Fantano is part of the problem. And it's not necessarily in the sense of because him as a person, it's just because of his influence. Like I made a video on this, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like when it comes to people like Fantano, like his 10 out of 10s, for example, like his all right, so I like Death Grips, and I wholeheartedly stand by the fact that I do not like The Money Store. I think it is the dumbest album on the planet. But I think Government Plates is better. I think No Love is Deep. I think No Love Deep Web is better. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't understand, but it's like at the same time, if Tano thinks it's a 10 out of 10, cool, whatever. But I also feel like it's one of those albums that got put in the circle. Like I feel like all of Fantano's 10 out of 10s got put in that circle I was talking about.
Yeah, like
Essentially.
kids see ghosts and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Sinner Get Ready by Lingua Nota. Okay. Like that's good. Like I listened to Sinner Get Ready. I wouldn't call it a 10, but I mean it's cool, but it's in that circle. It's in that circle. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Spelling, the turning wheel, it's in that circle. And
Hmm.
now people are like I feel like people who want like Fantano has given people that feeling of like yes, I do know more music than you because like I'm trying to reiterate it in
I
a
know what you're
way.
trying to say. It's almost like this, like kind of like confirmation bias, where like because I've listened to something that the top reviewer does, I know more about music, and my music taste is more eclectic, and like my opinion means more than yours because I've done the research based off of someone else's opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally exactly on the money. And I feel like that I feel like that happens a lot. You feel what I'm
Definitely.
saying?
Totally agree. I see it every day.
Yeah, because it's just like as I said in the video, I don't watch music reviewers anymore. And part of that is of course because I don't feel like hearing too many other people's opinions, but it's like at the same time also like I want to be able to do this journey by myself. I want this
Hmm.
music discovery journey by myself. Everything I find by myself. I don't want to hear nobody's review. Whenever an album drops and like there's like a Reddit post on like thoughts in the comments, or whenever Twitter makes a post like such and such has dropped a new album. What's your comment down below your thoughts? I don't even touch the comments. I don't touch anything.
Hmm.
I don't want to look at anything. I don't care. If I did not bump that album, I don't want to hear nobody's thoughts until I listen to it. I don't even care. It could be the worst shit ever. It could be straight up trash in a trash can. It could be just a dog taking a shit for 50 minutes. I don't care. Like, if I haven't listened to it, I don't care. I might think this thing is amazing. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's also like spoilers for like a TV show. Like you don't want someone else's. You don't want to. You want to have like a very like green and fresh mind when you're going in. So
Exactly.
I agree with you on that. I want to stick with the same video now. This one is a really good point. You brought up how Pitchfork put the new Andre 3000 ambient album in the hip hop / rap category, which you said speaks on the public perception that black artists have in the music industry. Could you please dive deeper into that? Because I found that very true, and I like that observation as well. I thought that was ridiculous that they put that in hip hop and rap. There's no rap.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it goes back to when Tyler the Creator with Igor
Yes.
won like the
Yeah.
whole urban category. And it was like, well, first off, what does urban even mean? Right. And it's like, how do you like, how far do we have to stretch ourselves to be like, yo, we're not doing rap. We're not doing R&B. Like, we're making rock music. We're making electronic music. We're not making hip hop like all the time. We're making other stuff too. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like that's an issue that like a lot of these online like forums and whatnot have, is because they categorize black artists too easily, because they feel as if in a sense that like if they put us anywhere else, they're afraid it doesn't fit. Like it doesn't fit whatever mold they're trying to create. Like they feel as if like, oh, this dude from Atlanta playing on a flute, He was just with Big Boy. Now he's playing on a flute for like 45 minutes. He probably rapped on it somewhere. He probably said a few words. You know what I'm saying? Like he probably said hello and goodbye. That counts as rapping, right? That's probably what they were thinking. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I like they in a sense they felt afraid, and I feel like, and also I feel like it shows a good example of just they more likely just didn't really listen to it. I feel like they just didn't, because it's just like you can like, oh well, Andre 3000 has always been known as a rapper, but it's like even still, right? If Kanye, or I don't know, if like Beyonce, I don't know, if Beyonce made or like a rock album, are you going to call it R&B or are you going to call it rock?
True.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter what they did before, it matters what they do now. And I feel like that's what a lot of these forums and these reviewers and these people, they're not realizing. Like people are afraid to put things in there because they just feel it doesn't fit because of the mold that was already shaped around them before. People are afraid.
Well said. It's also again like kind of going back to what we said before. It's lazy. I agree. Like maybe they didn't like listen to the full album because it is just ambient music with a flute that he's been carrying around for a while. Like he is not like he's been pretty active. Like when he's out, people see him with that flute. Like he's been harnessing that craft and practicing that. So in my opinion, should have been rewarded for adventuring into a new genre instead of being boxed in to one that he obviously wanted to get out of.
Yeah.
I wonder how he feels about it.
Yeah.
Because like he actively tried to distance himself from making a traditional rap album.
Yeah,
So
and people, it's like, of course, it threw a lot of people off, and it was like, whoa, like he's not coming back to rap. But it's like, you know, I was watching a video, right? And it was talking about Andre 3000 coming back with the Flute album. And it was essentially just all like, what does Andre 3000 need to come back for to rap for, anyways? You know what I mean? And I mean it in the fact of like, to resonate with today's audience at this point, what does he need to do that for? The dude's in his 40s now. He can kind of do whatever the hell he wants at this point. You know what I mean? We can't expect him to just hop back in a booth, drop a whole like 20 track album with just pure nonstop like Andre 3000 fire. We can't expect that. You know
mm-hmm.
what I mean? The man's probably done like he's never had an album before this. You know what I'm
Literally.
saying? What did you think this man's been doing the entire time? Of course, he's going to learn to do something else. I
Mm-hmm.
would hope so. Shit, man. But
I
dude probably like spent the past like fucking 2 decades of his life learning how to like play flute and the piano. Dude probably like went bird watching and shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like we expected too much out of that.
yeah. I mean, yeah, and the expectation always. I feel like when something's like a long build up, it's always hard to meet that expectation. But great job on that. Really, just like back to back videos. Just everyone, please should go check out his channel. We're gonna have him kind of plug everything at the end, but he's got a lot of videos with topics that are that interesting. His observations are that good. So let's go back though to the board. I want to talk about this album that you really love. We're in the semifinals now, so it's gonna get a little bit tougher, which is going to be between Pagan Poetry versus It's Not Up to You. Which one's going to the finals?
Ooh, man. Oh man. The emotion of pagan poetry or the breakup vibes of It's Not Up to You. I don't know. Oh man.
Tough. I love the alliteration on Pagan Poetry. I love that. Like the PP is like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sounds really
Yeah,
good.
man. Like PP,
I know.
like toilet.
I knew the minute that I said that it was gonna spark that. That's funny. I like the alliteration. I'm a big words guy, so.
Yeah, man. Doo man. But uh pagan poetry, man, has so much emotion. God, it's such a good song. It's such an undefeated song to me.
Hmm.
Oh man, but It's Not Up to You, man. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say pagan poetry. I have to keep pagan
Boom.
poetry.
It's going on Pagan Poetry. That was a great.
It's
That you really thought that one through. I respect that. It's you're like the emotion of this and the breakup of that one. So that's awesome. We're gonna go on now. Pagan Poetry's in the finals. Now let's be doing the next semifinal, which is going to be Undo versus Cocoon.
okay. So this one might be a little bit more simpler for me because I need to run back on Cocoon. So I'm probably gonna say Undo.
Nice.
I'm gonna say Undo because I love that song. I think it's a beautiful track. Oh man. So yeah, that's basically right down. Undo is next up.
Undo. Awesome, guys. So now we're in the finals. But before we do that, I want to do one kind of, little question thing. So this is kind of like a big topic going around right now, and you made some videos on it. So I want to ask your opinion on this. If you think these artists are industry plants or not.
Okay.
This one's interesting. I don't know. This one's pretty interesting to me. I want to hear your thoughts. Baby Keem.
Yes, I think that's one. It's so obvious. Like I love Keem's music, but
I
my
love
God,
Keem's
that's
music too. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
like that's like dude, cuz like come on, man. Like I wish my cousins were that goddamn cool, dude. What the heck? Like he already had production credits on Damn,
Yeah.
and then flash forward, he's on Mr. Morale. You know what I'm saying? He more production credits. He has production credits with Pink Panther S. He has DJ sets. He has his whole own thing now, thanks to the whole PG Lang thing. Thanks to the Kendrick plug. Kendrick is one of the most like influential and most well-respected rappers today.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? Literally. Like if you can't say Baby Keem ain't a plant. Like if Baby Keem's not a plant, then that motherfucker right there is real. That's a real plant if Baby Keem isn't a plant. Like
I
there's
love
no
that.
fucking way.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of videos on it as well. I think it's an interesting one because his music is still so fucking good that like you're like it doesn't matter. But this one's coming up a lot right now. Four Bats.
Oh yeah. He's actually spoiler alert for y'all. That's the next video. All right. I was gonna talk about Four Bats.
I called it. Let's go. Oh.
That's gonna be the next video. That's in the works. Four Bats is a plan. I stand by that.
He has to be,
All
dude.
right. I just want to say this. First off, though, I just want to say this. This whole singing, light voice, sweetie talk music, bro. There's no way we are about to just redo Tory Lanez. All right. Like we're literally just redoing Tory Lanez right now. Literally just redoing Tory Lanez. I stand by that. Like
That's
I can't
funny.
believe I'm sitting here and watching it all just unfold.
Dude,
and it's so goofy because as people said, bro's only got 3 songs on streaming, millions of streams. His manager is already like an A&R guy. So it's like this dude already had a leg up way before everybody else.
Crazy.
I feel like.
And
it's like then now he has the Drake co-sign.
Oh my
3
God.
songs in the Drake co-sign.
And then Drake signed him.
Like, bro, it's already up. He has the Drake stimmy. It's up.
Yeah.
Like
it's ridiculous. I mean, like, yeah, he got the OVO EP record deal or like EP deal, which is insane. I like this. I like his music though. I think it's pretty cool, but I totally agree. It's such a rehash of it. But I love that. I knew that this is topics. I'm happy you touched on it. This one's interesting. This one's not a musician, but you did a video on it. Bobby Altoff.
I actually did. Oh my God. Yes. I do think all right, so there's been like balancing evidence between her being a plant and not being a plant, and both of those help the arguments of, that. And I still stand on it, man. I still feel like she's a plant in that fashion. I still feel like she's kind of a plant.
Yeah.
Like, and I say that because it's just like you were already like under a large marketing firm, like a large marketing group. Your manager was already connected. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's like, I get her saying like, oh, well, like she like tagged all these people and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that's an effective tactic. But like, is it really that effective? Like, I don't know.
Can we do
it? Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking. Like, how effective is that? Like, do I? Like, I don't know. I mean, TikTok about to be banned, but still, like, I'm thinking, like, how, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like, there has to be, like, there was a couple of strings there. Now, come on. There was a couple of strings. There's no way you're under the same large management group as Drake himself. And then, Drake interview.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. You're like, come on.
Anything astronomical. You know what's so interesting about that, actually? One of my really good friends from high school is actually her agent at WME.
You're lying.
I swear on my life. Yeah. Shout out Grayson. He's one of my really, really good friends. Like
Shout out Grayson.
is
I hope
it,
I didn't say nothing bad about you in a
no,
video.
no, he's fine. No, dude, he just tries his hardest to like pick up the pieces. I feel like but it's just so funny. I don't ever ask him anything about it, just like respectfully. But I know he's been working his ass off. There's been some damage control but he's the man. And then really quick, I want to go to the last one. I saw you react to this video. I don't want like smiles.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Elaborate. Okay, is Smiles a plant? Oh yes, Smiles a plant. Yes, Smiles a plant. Come on. Whack ass music. You seen the whole back first his music sucks ass. His whole character thing, it sucks. All of it's trash. It's all terrible. I don't even know where he is now. He's irrelevant, man. It all sucks. He's a plant. Day one.
It's
Come on.
crazy. I just wish, like, like, again, we've seen so many, we've seen so many different types of plants in this video. The baby Keen, who's very, very talented. Forbats, who's talented. They're just like different, but then Smiles is not. And like, it doesn't always work the same way.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
The plant also, it's like, speaking as a musician, right now, the way that I'm doing it is like, obviously it's a slow burn, but like I'm at like 17.2K followers on TikTok, which is not a lot. But like I DM every single fan on there because if you don't have a good foundation underneath and you have a big moment like that, you're going to fall off so hard.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So to me, it's like I would rather do the small growth every single day than have just like the industry
immediate growth.
Yeah,
and then like you don't know how to handle all that.
There's no foundation, and you're gonna fall. So I thought that was fun. Industry plants is a very interesting topic, so I want to touch on that. Thank you, LowNotes, for doing that. But guys, we are now going to do LowNotes Finals 4 of Vibe Call West Radio, which is going to be Pagan Poetry versus Undo.
All right. First off, I want to thank my mom.
The Academy.
I want to thank the Academy. You know what I'm saying? I know I got drunk last time at the party, but it wasn't me.
Yeah, that's funny.
Let's see here. Oh man. Yeah, drum rolls, man.
The drum roll.
All right, so boom. We got the Narnia book song, and then we got emotion in its purest form. Okay, so I'm probably gonna say Pagan Poetry.
Boom.
Pagan Poetry.
Pagan Poetry is the winner. I saw that coming. You loved that song since the beginning of the round.
Loved it. Like it's so good. That last part, I'll be like, oh my god, like she did it again. I'm like, oh man, it's so good. The video is amazing. Everything about it, dude. It's truly a magical song.
Amazing. I mean, I'm gonna go check out. I was listening to the album when I was like, doing the interview, like writing the interview and doing my research, and I really like it because I like that type of music. But really quick, before we end, LowNotes, you've now done the brackets. I want to open up the floor to you. Is there anything you would like to plug? Your socials, your videos, anything you got coming up?
All right, boom. So, of course, LowNotes on YouTube, LOWNOTES, man. Very low, very down to the ground, like notes. All right. Instagram, pine.dad, PINE, like a pineapple, dad, like the thing I don't have. All right. Next up. Next up. All right, next up. I have a Twitter. I don't be on it. It's Young Brayley, YUNGBRALY. Don't ask why it's even named that. And of course, yeah. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for having me, GRANDVIEW. This is amazing. You know what I'm saying? New videos every Monday. Every Monday is new videos. I mean, I don't know what y'all do after work, but hopefully it's not being busy because you should be watching me. Everybody, y'all, this is amazing. This is like, say something, Mike Tyson. Say something. Damn. He's a little nervous, but he's a little nervous.
It's the big leagues right now. But hey, man, thank you so much for jumping on. Your passion for music, your true authenticity, the way that you're able to communicate your feelings and your thoughts is really amazing. I'm such a fan of your work, and I can't wait for our relationship to continue and the friendship. And yeah, man, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Dude, of course, man. I love all this. GRANDVIEW, it's great. Shout out to a vibe called West, man. This is all amazing, man. All right.
Perfect,
Pagan Poetry,
man.
The song of the century. Everybody listen to it.
Amazing.
It's been easy.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We will drop all of LowNotes socials in the bios. Vibe Call West Radio episode done.